Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Doing more Canon clashes today. Picking up where we left off. Finished with the Universe 6 tournament. Got through the hit gauntlet. And, dear lord. So now, we are picking up here. So, this is a fight that I believe happens in the manga. And I'm sort of co-opting it so that we can get through more Super Saiyan God Goku variants. To explain a bit more why I'm doing this. Because I'm not going through and doing every single variant of Goku, you know? I recognize when there are variants that, like, Revamp has added that weren't in the base game, and Revamp has added them to be able to do things with, like, parallel quests and, like, extra story content that they add and things. But when it comes to something like this, where it's like, there was a fight in the manga that this could have, I can use this variation for. Oh, nice. Then I try to get those done. And so in this instance, I believe in the manga, that Trunks and Goku have a fight where Goku is Super Saiyan God. And that kind of brings me to my first talking point here, which is, you don't really think about it in the moment, I think. We did, of course, when the show was still airing. But if you're, like, watching the series, like, binging it, oh god. Then, you don't think about it in the moment, but, like, why didn't they ever turn Trunks into a Super Saiyan God, And that's kind of one of those things where, like, oh, Jesus, I am kind of getting rinsed. Okay, let's... Okay. With auto health and stamina, I wonder if I can just, like... Okay, well, we get that one done in one fight, then. I think that's the whole point of you fighting, Goku. Super really leaves a lot on the table, and it's funny, because at the time, Dragon Ball Heroes was, like, baiting us with cooler ideas, essentially. Because, like... Oh, in the manga... I feel like Revamp added a Goku Black variant that has Super Saiyan. Is this the truth? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do this, because I feel like this is what happens in the manga, right? Blue Goku versus... Well, it's not like he's going to go Super Saiyan, huh? Okay, well... We'll do Rosé, then. Like the anime. Of course, I definitely just skipped right the hell past him. There we go.
This is Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black.
Oh, fancy. Because, like, at the time, Heroes made God Trunks. And, they said it's because they couldn't decide on how he should look as a Super Saiyan 4, otherwise he would have been a Super Saiyan 4. But, like... Heroes does that. Actual Super doesn't. We just get Super Saiyan Trunks Rage, which gets no explanation, no explanation, no, like, is he actually using God Ki? Is he doing something else? And, oh god, I'm having to lock in for this one. I don't think I'm out of practice, but, like, it doesn't help that I keep using my evasive. Okay, Great Googly Moogly. I will try to get the Kamehamehas off, but I will not promise it. Again, at this point, this deep in Goku, I'm not going to sweat the Kamehamehas because we've seen Goku use the Kamehamehas 1,001 times before. I shouldn't have done that. I should have gone to the floor. And so I'm trying not to sweat the Kamehamehas because at that point, you know, the series becomes really long and drawn out. No. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. Holy. Okay, nice. And again, we got everything off there, which is nice. And, you know, then we had the whole, oh, you know, Goku, or Vegeta and Trunks, you know, Chris Sabat and I think Eric Vale. I think Eric Vale does the Trunks voice. You know, they recorded fusion lines. What does that mean? If they're recording fusion lines, does that mean we're going to get, you know, Vejunks? Is Vejunks finally a thing? And then it was Heroes. And it's like, oh. Well, I guess it's Heroes. Or I guess it wouldn't have been Eric Vale and Chris Sabat. I think it was the Japanese VAs. Right? I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
This is true justice.
And we were so hyped for the possibility of Vejunks. And then they did Vegito, which is cool also. But, you know, Vejunks would have been new. Vegito is cool, but Vegito just kind of showed up to go Vegito Blue. Jesus. Can we... Okay, thank you, Goku. Listen, we'll take these licks if it means he's wasting stamina. This is kind of the, like, Mayhem Goku, because you have Sledgehammer, Burst Kamehameha, Super God Fist. You know, you have, like, all of the good Goku tech. Anyway, I was just thinking about that. Oh. We're just gonna do that. No! Oh my god, that was supposed to be a wraparound dash. But I didn't get the input. And I mean, that's kind of the Goku Black Arc in a nutshell for you, you know? Alright, let's do some damage. Jesus Christ, man. Just melt him. Okay, we'll hit another rematch on that. But yeah, Super leaves a lot on the table, especially the Goku Black Arc, because, yeesh. I mean, we didn't even get Kaioken Vegito, which Heroes then went to do. It's really weird as a Dragon Ball fan to have Heroes be... You know, Heroes isn't perfect. It has many, many problems. But what Heroes does do is that I think he really does understand the fan service that all of us want to see. And I think that that's something that's like really missing in Dragon Ball these days. He hit the what? What? Nice, we'll count it. So now he just needs Sledgehammer. Because, like, Xenoverse does a little bit of a good job Daima kind of depends on how you view it. But, like, Dimps and Bandai are really focused nowadays, and I guess Shueisha or, you know, whoever owns the rights to Dragon Ball are really focused nowadays on making lots and lots and lots of new stuff, which is perfectly chill and fine. But what it does do is make it so that there's a lot of, like, things that it feels like are left on the table in terms of fan service. Because you kind of come into it with, like, you know, the Universe 6 saga, it gave us, you know, new Saiyans. It gave us, that's funny. Gave us new Saiyans. It gave us Goku using Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, which is an evolution of Super Saiyan Kaioken, which a lot of people considered to be, like, the coolest thing in filler at the time. And so, like, the Universe 6 arc gave us all of these really interesting evolutions of fan service that we really, really wanted. When you look at, like, Battle of Gods in, I mean, the concept of a Super Saiyan God or a God Saiyan had been floating around in the fandom for a long time at that point. And of course, you know, fan transformations. Like, I remember going on a wiki once and seeing Super Saiyan Infinity, you know? And, like, Super Saiyan 5. Like, that's one of the things that I'll applaud Xenoverse for, is if we go over here to where Mira Final Form is, obviously Final Form Mira, right? Like, yeah, if he went Super Saiyan 4, he would have white hair. Mira has white hair. But this is so much, like, the over-the-top hair, the Super Saiyan 4 fur. This is so much Super Saiyan 5. And, like, you have the Time Breaker symbol on his chest, like how the, you know, really wacky later Saiyan evolution forms got. It really reads so much as, you know, this is something the fans really, really would like to see. Because it's like Super Saiyan 5, essentially. And it's just really interesting to me, because why would you do that other than as, like, a nod, right? And, like, Kale. They introduced Kale. Kale is a nod at Broly. And Super usually, I guess my point is that it's usually very, very good. Even Trunks gets to officially go Super Saiyan 2, right? And so there's all of these, like, moments of, like, oh boy. You better be careful who you say that around, Caulifla. There are all these moments where, like, Super is doing so well and is doing all these interesting things where you look at it and you're like, oh wow, it's really cool we finally get to see Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. Oh, we finally get another interaction between Trunks and Vegeta now that Vegeta has been humbled a little and is, you know, like, still rivals with Goku, and still they have this antagonistic banter, but it's more of a we are friendly rivals banter more than anything else. So, you may be asking yourself, what's going on here with Caulifla? And to you, I have a good answer. So, this is a damaged Super Saiyan God Goku. The minute I saw it, it reminded me of one of the first Super Saiyan God Gokus we ever got in Dokkan, the AGL one, that had a like, didn't have a Dokkan Awakening for years and years and years until the UI Goku got released, and it got one with UI Goku. Kind of getting rinsed a little. Oh, that was so close to getting off. I kind of need to stop messing around. Because we're at even, unless... No. Phooey. Godbind is a really hard move to get off. Okay, I don't know why I just got all of my stamina back, but I ain't gonna complain. Nope, nope. Seriously, what is the hurt box on that? Come on. You can stamina break out of that? Oh, I'm rinsed. So, at some point in the anime, I don't remember when, I believe that Goku in God form fights Caulifla and Kale. And that it's kind of a, like, they insist on him fighting. And Goku is like, oh, okay, whatever. You're gonna be obnoxious about this. Okay. Jesus, girlfriend. Godbind is just so hard to get off. I do not understand how you're supposed to, like, use it. Can't wait to get started. Come on. Yeah! Okay, that was badass. Okay, so all we have to do is get off Godbind. Yeah! Alright. Okay. I can move on happily from that. All we have left is the Warp Kamehameha, and, you know, it's the Warp Kamehameha. Unless? Okay. That was greedy. That was greedy, I'll admit. Dude, that scream goes on for so long. That gets us one step closer to finishing off the Super Saiyan God Gokus. And now, we got the big fight himself. Because after all of that, we head into our first sign. And it's like I was talking about earlier. You have Revamp adds this Whis Symbol Gi and Turtle Gi 3 UI Goku that I think are just for them to do story stuff with. And at that point... Oh god, he's so quiet for some reason. One thing I want in Xenoverse 3, better voice line mixing. We're actually using the second variant of UI Goku because the first variant has Divine Kamehameha, which I want to use in a different fight. But yeah, of course, we go UI now. And we fight Jiren, if I can find him. Oh, Jiren, my boy. Well, there's Angry Jiren. There's Jiren. I guess that's also something I should talk about. Xenoverse 3 has been, you know, confirmed for a while now. There's lots of interesting reveals that or things in the trailer that you can read into. My personal theory, so they obviously show off this Demon Realm race like Popstar. My running theory is, for anybody who's played Dragon Ball Fusions, my theory is that that is Pippola. She has, in the trailer, she has this platinum blonde hair, she has this, like, purplish skin, and... Oh, God, this is going very smoothly. Okay. It was going very smoothly. And, in the trailer, she's this pop star. And if you read Pippola from Fusion's description, she's described as a super popular idol in the Demon Realm. And so it is my personal opinion that I think that the demon pop star that we see is actually Pippola. So, here are the reasons why this is important. A, this could mean because I'm gonna restart so that we can get the Super Kamehameha off, since this is UI Goku. I feel like that's distinct enough that I want to try to be getting all of the moves off, because there's so few variants of UI Goku compared to the other Gokus. But, so this is the reason why this is potentially important. One, that would mean that this potentially takes place after or before the Dragon Ball Fusion's time-space tournament. Or, since the time-space tournament is, across time and space, it could be that it's just a thing where, like, oh yeah, this is Pippola, be chill about it, because, the only reason she's here is because at some point ambiguously she is taken to the time-space tournament, and then ambiguously at some point in time she returns right after she disappears, and it could just be that, right? Where it's actually not that big of an ordeal, and it's not actually that big of a deal, and it isn't something that's going to be addressed. But here's the other reason why I think that it could be important if it is Pippola. One, if this is Pippola, then I think it could be a sign that they're changing the races to work like how they do in Fusions, where, in Fusions you had, like, Earthling, which encompassed both humans, Cyclops, which is what Tien is, and androids. And so there we go. And so we could be getting a system where, because lots of people think the guy driving the car is an android, we could be perhaps getting a system where Earthlings, androids, Cyclops, anything you could describe as an Earthling is encompassed under that field. And so anything that could be considered an Earthling is under that banner. And then, in Fusions they had Namekian, San, Offworlder, and Alien. And I think this is really, really, really important, right? With all of the drama that has gone down around people being like, oh, we don't like the Majin race having their only transformation be purification, right? I think it's possible that they could add in an alien race. Why is that important? Well, I have scrolled too far again because I was too busy yapping. Well, if you add in an alien race, that means you can make a Brench, which is like what Jice and the character they added in Kakarot is, and like Salza. Salza is a Brench. So I think I may have because that's extra modded. You can make a Brench character, or you can make like a Hera clan, like Bojack. Is Kefla? Kefla is over here.
Here I go. I'm gonna mess you up real good.
So you could make like a Hera or like a Brench, or if they go full spectrum, that could be where the Frieza race is now relegated, because I believe Frieza race was, Frieza are classified as aliens. But the reason that's cool is that means you can make, potentially, if they add in a bunch of options, you can play an alien race, quote unquote, and they can be effectively any, like, they can effectively be any alien race that you want that is in the Dragon Ball multiverse, and it can let you roleplay as that. Now, let me tell you why I think they would do that. One, if they did finally figure out how to do full body, if you didn't know, the way that, to my understanding, transformations work in Xenoverse is for Saiyans, like things where it just changes your hair model. Essentially what it does is that the game stores that hair model, and when you go Super Saiyan or Beast or whatever have you, it changes your hair model to the appropriate hair model, and then changes the color to the appropriate Saiyan hair color, right? And, of course, your hair model only changes with Super Saiyan 3, but that is also it changing your face, like your head model, because at least with the humans, or not the humans, with the males, because why twice in a row, Kefla? Okay, I kind of got to lock in a little. Okay. No! Oh. Okay, for those who don't know, this means we're sent right back to Trunks, which is rough. But this is on me because I was yapping. So, basically what they can do is they can attach the transformation so that you can do things like have your Frieza race, I'm getting way ahead of myself. So we were talking about the Saiyan hair, how hair model swapping works. When it comes to the Namekians turn giant, and I think the way that it works with the Boo purification stuff. All of that, the game basically stores all of those, like that move set with the supers and the ultimates and the evasives and things in a separate location, like essentially a separate character preset. And then when you transform, it swaps you to that character preset until you detransform, right? That is at least my understanding based off of my very, very limited understanding of how Xenoverse transformations work. So, what I am getting to here is that if they have finally found a way to let us make, like, do whatever we want with the transformations, because, you know, like Bojack, when he transforms, he gets way bigger, his hair changes style, his hair changes hair color, his skin changes color, right? And, like, if they finally found a way to let us do that, what they could do is essentially set it up so that we essentially get the chance to go and... What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, whatever. They can essentially set it up so that you, like, Saiyans get their Super Saiyan forms. I mean, hell, if they figured out how to do customization, they could have it be so that you can make your Super Saiyan form whatever the hell you want. But, point being, they can set it up so that you can go in and be like, yeah, when I transform, I get, like, bigger, and my hair changes to this, and it changes to different colors, yada yada yada. And what they can do then with aliens is that they can set that so that that's how alien transformations work. And the aliens, you just make whatever you want, basically. It is fully freeform from all of the alien races that we know. Or if they wanted to, because the other thing is that, like, you could, if you figured out how to do that and you can make massive muscular body types work, then you could also give humans, like, Master Roshi's max power form, essentially. And so they could also, alternatively, have a humanoid race. And the humanoid race is where the stuff for, where you could go to make, like, Bojack, or, you know, like a Hera race, or a Brench, or, like, a Glass Tribe, or something like that, right? And, you know, Alien is just like Frieza and some of the other more legitimately alien races, you know? My ass does not understand how you're supposed to use Godbind, to just be perfectly honest. And so I think that that could be really cool, because a lot of people complain that your Frieza race can't do, like, you know, Frieza second form, Frieza first form, etc., etc. You're just the form you're in and then golden, and those are the only things you can do. I'll just do another one, Trunks. Don't think I won't. Burning Strike may hit me out of that, so it's good that I pulled that off. Okay, I'm going to try one more time to get Godbind. This move is troublesome, at best. But yeah, I think that that could perhaps be where they're going, because then you can also, if you remember in Fusions, Offworlder was like Boo race and like the Kai race, the Glynes. And so, considering Demon Realm race is Glynes also, I could assume that, or I would assume that Glynes are playable in all of their Demon Realm or Kai, you know, stuff. Sure, why not? Because the other thing is that I don't understand why. And of course, this is all speculation. For all we know, it's all the exact same races, and they just showed off the Demon Realm character because the Demon Realm character is a new character in the game that becomes important, you know? However, I don't think I think they would have, the company would have been smarter than to show us all of that. Like, there's no reason for them to show us that if they weren't trying to hint at those being, like, that being playable, right? All right. On to Goku Black again. Anyway, this has been a long yap session, but I don't know why they would show off all the different body types, all of the different, and I scrolled too far again, all of the different body types, and
Saiyan Rose Goku Black.
all of the different, you know, potential new race hints and things if they weren't intending to hint that those are going to be new playable races, right? It's just one of those things where, like, just one of those things where I don't think that makes I don't think that's a good decision, because they know the fan base. They would know that we would go, Demon Realm playable? And at the same time, I don't know why they would add the Demon Realm race if they didn't figure out how to do transformations different. Because we don't have any, you know, Xenoverse. Well, we do. Demigod goes into his super big monster form. Mira has his final form. Right. We have, you know, some transformations in Xenoverse, but both of them have been performed under specific circumstances by specific users. And so I can't understand if, like, they weren't going to do the Makioka form that Demigod uses in Heroes, or the Demon God form that, I mean, if you've seen stuff from Heroes, you would know that the Demon God form requires hair changing, you know? Not to mention the hint from the very, very first Age 1000 teaser of the white-haired guy going Super Saiyan, and his hair changes, like, shape. I don't know why they would tease all of this if it wasn't leading up to, and now we have essentially custom transformations. Because, I mean, their main player base is people who play Saiyans and Earthlings, right? That's what most people play have played in the past in Xenoverse 1 and 2. And I don't think it makes any sense to do that. And because the thing is, right, is that having custom forms benefits both of those groups also. Because you can have Super Saiyan 4 now. And if you make it custom, then you can basically choose, do you want Super Saiyan 4 GT or Super Saiyan 4 Daima? Or, if they make it fully custom, and they just no holds barred, you could have Super Saiyan 5, right? And I don't know why they wouldn't try to push to take that step, because the other thing that I think points to all of this is that modders are already doing this. It was a while ago, and I think the mod is for like a way older version of Xenoverse, and it was only sort of semi-functional, but I know for a fact that I have seen people who have made like a Cell Bio Android race, right? And if Xenoverse, not only that, but one that can transform into a perfect form, right? You go from imperfect Cell essentially to perfect Cell. And I don't know why, we are at the point in Xenoverse 2's lifespan that modders have added in Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 5. They added in Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue before Dimps did. They added in, hell, if I go on my custom Saiyan, revamp adds by default the ability to have your hair change. Right? This is, I am realizing I picked the wrong... I got confused. We're supposed to be on merged Zamas.
Let's get this going.
So if modders have already figured out to do it, and Dimps has presumably probably been baking Xenoverse 3 in the background since, for at least a while, right? The Future Saga DLC has been leading up to this, in my opinion. And so, if they have been cooking this for a while, and modders had already known how to do it, I don't see why they wouldn't take that plunge, For me, there's just so much, technical advancement that has progressed, right? We have come so far in the coding, assets, technology, everything, and we have come too far in fan expectation that I don't know why they wouldn't do that. My biggest concern, personally, is... because this is a thing that I've really liked about the Xenoverse series, which is, in other franchises, is problematic, specifically Pokemon, but... one thing that I've always really, really liked about Xenoverse is that everything in Xenoverse 1 is in Xenoverse 2, right? Which is annoying in some component because, then you're like, okay, well, we have the villainous mode characters that were in Xenoverse 1, and they didn't... they didn't carry those over, and that's really aggravating on some level, because it's like, you could have very easily just added those to the character roster. But no extra villainous mode characters for us in Xenoverse 2. Baller? Alright. That puts us at getting everything on this Goku in one fight, which is really, really great. And so now we'll do the Caulifla fight in the correct order this time.
All right.
I am unbelievably excited for Xenoverse 3. I am excited for the new Xenoverse 2 DLC coming out. They really kind of were locking in with the story these past couple of ones. All the shit they have been doing in the last couple Xenoverse 2 DLCs has been really hype and really fun. And, to be clear, earlier when I was talking about, heroes knowing what fan service we want as fans, I don't think it's a bad thing that Xenoverse and Super are trying to do their own stuff. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. In fact, I think it is a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. I think that the reason that I bring it up is that, you know, there's a time and a place for things. Oh shit, I hit Gravity Bash. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do this. There is a time and a place for there to be new things, and there's a time and a place, I think, for there to be fan service by letting characters do old things. Like, oh, this is a good example. Super Saiyan 3. Famously, Heroes gives absolutely everyone Super Saiyan 3. I think that's a perfectly fine thing for Heroes to do, that the actual series and games shouldn't imitate. You know? I think that that is kind of exactly what I mean, you know? Because I don't want Future Trunks to go Super Saiyan 3. I don't want Gohan to go Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 in Daima was like, okay. Like, I dig it. I think that it was neat. But at the same time, like, I didn't need that. And it kind of, you know, there are lots of valid complaints you can make about... There are lots of valid complaints you can make about Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 in Daima. I like the design. I like the confirmation that Vegeta can go Super Saiyan 3. Because, trust me, for the longest time in the universe, I was the guy who was like, this form of Super Baby Vegeta 2 is baby forcing Vegeta's body to go Super Saiyan 3. Right? And I am a big supporter of that being finally confirmed in Daima.
Let's go.
I just also know that, like, there's a time and a place. Like Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku. Really interesting conceptually. Really interesting in a sort of... Really interesting in a sort of, like, this is a nod to the fans way. Interesting idea to be like, you know, especially considering Mira final form in Xenoverse 2, it's an interesting to almost tie Super Saiyan 4 Daima to Mira by making it only usable when Goku gets power from the Demon Realm, right? I think a lot of people would agree the execution there wasn't phenomenal, right? And that's fine. Perfectly fine, right? But I don't need everybody getting Super Saiyan 3. I am perfectly content with Broly getting Super Saiyan 3 in Raging Blast, and Vegeta getting his own Super Saiyan 3 in Raging Blast. And, you know, I'm content with Heroes giving, you know, everyone and their mom Super Saiyan 3. I mean, it's legitimately a miracle at this point that they haven't had the masked female Saiyan and it's Gine, and Gine goes Super Saiyan 3, or Fasha, or something. Okay. That's balls. He's right behind me, isn't he? Does... Fuck. I was meaning to do ultrasonic blitz. Hmm. What do you mean? Okay, well, we still need to get our ultimates off, and we still need to get ultrasonic blitz off. But yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped beyond belief. And I really enjoy the stuff they've been doing with the time crystals. Even if the Jiren DLC was a little much. The Jiren DLC was a lot. I think, Xenoverse definitely knows how to do its padding and filler. But I didn't want to use an all-energy Capsule Z, but I suppose the misclick happened, and I'm not going to restart the fight, because it didn't really do anything for me. It maybe healed 20 damage. Ooh. Okay, Jiren. Alright, well. What do you... Okay, whatever. We landed Sign of Awakening. Am I like hitting it too soon? Is it like getting out of counter zone? Okay. We got the full Kamehameha animation off like 3 goddamn times. I'm just gonna have to count that, because I am not getting hung up on the Super Kamehameha, even for UI Goku, when it's almost entirely the map not functioning, you know? At least that's how I feel. Maybe I'm just comboing poorly. That's always a possibility. But to me, it feels like the map is screwing me over. Okay. So we got Spirit Pulse off. I know that that was a guarded hit, but... Yeah, Kefla, is this what we're doing? Yeah, is this what we're doing? Oh my god, this is so degenerate. Okay. So that doesn't counter Ki Blasts then, definitely.
This is fun. It's getting really, really intense. I want to have another tournament of power. That'd be fun. I want to see you fight in a tournament too. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, I want to see you fight too. That sounds fun. That'd be super duper fun.
Using Sign of Awakening as movement tech now. Oh, come on. Choke on this is a crazy line, by the way.
It was so very intense.
The Kale and Caulifla VAs went fucking off on Kefla. Okay. We'll do a rematch. We need to get Divine Kamehameha and Sign of Awakening off. And Super Kamehameha if we can manage it. I know I'm going back on the thing I said literally in this video about getting Super Kamehameha off, but I did not understand that this map was going to be this much trouble.
Right. I'm ready when you are.
Look, the battle started. I'm so excited. So excited. Excited about the battle. This is so exciting.
Holy shit, this is so degenerate. Nice. See what I mean? You hit them so far away, their stamina is goddamn recovered. Okay, why don't we fuck around a little? See if we can get... What do you... Does that just lock you out of... fucking... evasives?
That is a good idea, but the Great Priest made us
Oh, wow. That was real...
Oh yeah, that's right.
What do you mean? No, because, like, what do you...
I want to be closer too.
I am literally... I'm gonna throw a goddamn 2-year-old toddler tantrum. Okay. One more fight. One more fight. One more fight. Gonna lock in. Gonna get these moves off. Gonna be one more fight.
I'm ready when you are.
Look, the battle started. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Excited about the battle. I'm so excited.
What do you see? I genuinely, what do you mean? You can stamina break that. I feel like there's so many other strike moves that are rushes exactly like that that you can't stamina break. Alright. Finally got Sign of Awakening off. That's not what I wanted you to do, Goku. Finally. And of course. There we go. Okay. Next, we pick up with the remainder of the Tournament of Power. And then, Broly, I think. And, yeah, we will continue on. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And thanks. Have a great day.